Well, hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are located. This is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, aka the Strategy Lady over at Let's Talk Strategies. Oh, fast factor. Uh, it's day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series, and as always, I'm excited about this journey. It has been a journey, it's been a learning experience. It's been I feel great. I'm full of gratitude. I feel like I'm giving, 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 and excited about the responses that I've been getting along this journey. We will be with you, or I'll be with you for a total of 61 days this coming Saturday as we wrap up this, what I call awesome year of 2023. I know we've gone through some things, right? And we will continue to have some things come up. But as business owners, if we have the tenacity to push through, to make things happen in our lives and in our business, in spite of whatever, right? It's just what it is, right? And to have it and to keep going and to keep showing up consistently has been a true blessing to me. And as always, as I mentioned, I'm always excited to be able to show up, give myself a checkup from the neck up of the things that God gives me to share with those female consultants and, of course, female CEOs who's sick and tired of being overwhelmed in their business and they're ready to truly graduate, go from strategy to implementation, go from overwhelmed to putting their business on rinse and repeat. So as always, I'm excited to be able to join you all today. And as I mentioned, it's day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. My name is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, aka the Strategy Lady over at Let's Talk Strategies, where I work with those overwhelmed 6 and 7-figure female CEOs to go from overwhelming their business. And I work with them to literally listen. I like to make life easy. I'm all about working with them to simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline their business for sustainable growth. Our topic of discussion today, y'all, is going to be all about elevate your leadership essence, strategies for the unprecedented growth, right? We need these things. We need these things. So I've got some tips that I do want to talk to you all about. We're going to be diving into the core of leadership essence, unveiling, some strategies that will elevate your business to an unparalleled heights. I'm all about that because that's what I'm doing for me. As we approach these final days of 2023, I want to make sure that we gear up, right, for the transformative growth that we truly are looking forward to having in 2024. We've got what is today, 27? Yeah, what is it, 4 or 5 more days? Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just winding up. 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of 2023. It's coming Monday. It's going to be a new year. And I'm excited about the growth that I know I've had, that I'm still having as we end 2023. And of course, as we bring in 2024, expecting things to grow, right? So let's talk about the first tip, which is authentic leadership presence. I believe that we need to cultivate, in my opinion. I really do. And the way to do that is it's important to align your actions with your values. Everything that I do, I have to make sure that it's aligned with my values, my personal values, my values have to be in sync. So I mean, I make that number one priority for me. I know oftentimes we get into, hey, I'm a leader, and this person said I need to be involved over here with this. Let me do that. Let me do this. But if it doesn't align with your goals, with your values, although it may look good for other people, it may not be best for you. So I encourage you to make sure as you go through cultivating an authentic leadership presence that they must align with your values because this is going to help you foster trust and connections with your clients, with your team members. I mean, that's extremely important, right? So authenticity. In this instance, y'all, in every instance, in my opinion, is the cornerstone of an impactful leadership, impactful, run of owning a successful, profitable business. It really is. Now, let's move on to tip number 2, and that is strategic goal alignment. Listen, we need to ensure that your goals align strategically, right? We talked about authentic leadership presence, and we talked about making sure that your actions line up with your values. But you need to be strategic when you're dealing with your goals. You know, we've all grown up or seen or heard someone teaching and telling us that we need to have a to-do list, have all these different things together, and we need to go by it. But I'm always telling people sometimes that to-do list may need to turn into your to-don't list. You got too many things on that list. One, they need to be income generating goals as a business owner, right? I mean, we have other goals that may not bring in income, but sometimes those goals may need to be shifted to someone else. But as a business owner who's here to grow a business, we need to think strategically and make sure that they align, with us, also align with your team. Okay. They really do. They need to align with them. They need to align with the objectives all the way around with your that overarching business goal in mind. I believe this cohesive alignment propels not just me, but everyone towards the shared vision of the success that I only plan to have in my business. And when you're working with other people that are actually on your team, it needs to align with them as well. So this is where you have these meetings that you need to have to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I keep putting these words, if you notice, strategic in front of just about everything that we've been doing while on this journey of this series, the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. Because again, I just believe everything that we do, we need to think, have some thought to it. It needs to be strategic. And of course, it needs to align the right way. And as leaders, this is why I focus so much on talking about mastering these things, right? So making sure that your goals align, with the values that we talked about, that they align individually with you and that they align with your team objectives. We all need to be on the same page in order for us to meet that set goal. And making sure that everyone sees the vision. It's that shared vision and we're all on the same page. Now let's move on to tip number 3. Hey, is it Blix? Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for joining me. We're moving on to tip 3 of this series. This is day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. Thanks so much for joining me on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, aka Twitter, and YouTube, and all those other platforms that we're on. Our topic of discussion for day 58 is all about elevate your leadership essence. You got to do it. You're the leader. It's time to elevate strategies for the unprecedented growth because I'm all about growth in business. All right, let's go ahead on and let's move on to the tip number 3, which is cultivate a learning culture. That kind of goes back to yesterday. I believe we spoke on it, but it popped up again today, and I believe it's something that we need to still touch on. Listen, if you have a team, and if you don't have the team and you are the team, cultivate what it is you need to learn so that you can get where you are trying to go. You got to get there. I continually encourage continuous development learning in your business, right? It provides opportunity for you to grow your skills and for your team members to grow. That's skill enhancement. Who doesn't want it? Honestly, who doesn't need that? We all need it. A culture of learning, y'all, it fosters innovation and adaptability because you're gonna need both of those. You're gonna have to learn how to adapt, you're gonna have to learn how to pivot. There's so many different things. And if again you feel as though you got it all and you don't need that, well then I would caution you to reconsider it. There's too much changing right now out here in the business realm. It is. And staying on top of the things is going to be top priority. So I encourage you to, stay in the know. Make sure that you're learning as much as you can and make sure that you adapt that into your business model for your team members and for yourself. Now, let's go ahead and let's move on to tip number 4, which is strategic employee empowerment. Right now, I have one employee on my team. The rest of them may be VAs, other people that I may use out in other platforms to share and to work with. But I'm telling you, I make sure that the one staff member that I have that's on my payroll outside of the other places, VAs and all of that, I make sure that I empower her. I really do with the things that she needs. I delegate the responsibilities, y'all, based based on her strengths. I don't want her to feel like I'm setting her up to fail. Now, sometimes you get some employees that may, not want to step out into the deep. So we do still have to nudge a little bit and encourage them. But I make sure that I provide her with things that's tailored to her skill set. Okay. And this is where the other piece comes in at where we're talking about making sure that we cultivate their learning. So I'm lining her up with her skill set, the things that I know that I need her to be responsible for to take care of. But then I also make sure that where I see lack thereof, that I equip her with the things that she needs so she can continue to grow and so that I can continue focusing on the things that I need to focus on as the CEO of the business. Okay. And that she is the employee of the business. I make sure that she has those things that she needs. So I'm encouraging you, be strategic even about that. Empower your employees strategically. Don't empower them to or discourage them to make them feel like they want to run because you're putting things on them that they're not ready for, right? Give them the training that they need. Empowered teams are more likely to contribute creatively. They really are. And they will exceed their expectations when you equip them with the things that they really truly need what it is that you hired them for, right? So make sure you consider them as we go on this journey of business growth, but that you don't assign them and give them things that they're not ready for, right? I mean, if you hadn't given it to them, how do you expect for them to do it? Equip them with what they need and position them to feel comfortable while they're doing it. Sometimes we get outside of our comfort zone. I talked about that yesterday. Yes, that's going to happen, but we can get outside our comfort zone, but we still got to make sure that we're in the know or that we're getting the education that we need in order to be able to walk through or walk that situation out, right? So make sure, as just as sure as you're going through it, remember your employees are going through it as well, that you need to arm them strategically, empower them the right way. All right. Now, let's talk about tip number 5, which is strategic client centric approach. As a business owner, you better think about that client. You better be strategic with it. Listen, adopt a strategic client approach in your business model if you don't have it. You need to understand your client's unique needs. You gotta tailor your services accordingly. Don't get caught up or don't be that business owner that feels like, hey, I know what they need. So I'm about that. I'm giving them what I think they need. You'll be out of business. Yes, we are. Our responsibility is to give them what they need, but we also need to give them what they want, right? Oftentimes as business owners, we get so caught up on, I'm gonna do this, I believe this is gonna work and all kind of stuff. And then we sit there and we wonder why things aren't working. We're not hearing and we're not listening to our customers. They will tell you what they need. They will share their pain points. Listen, you can find it very easily when you go into certain areas and, whether it's a live like this or whether someone posted something and then people leave comments, people tell you where they are. Pay attention to that. To me, that's called live surveying. Where you can really see what they want, what they need, and where they really truly are. And it helps you not waste a lot of time, right? So be strategic about that. Strategic client approach is going to be extremely important. Prioritize building those long-term relationships by consistently one exceeding their expectations. The way that you're going to do that is making sure that you understand their needs. In this instance, it may be their unique needs because all of your clients are not the same. You may be providing the same type of service or product, but you need to make sure that you recognize that each person may not be the same and have things set up that can address for the most part, your overall clientele. We know that we can't, we can't please everyone. But as a service or a product provider, you can position it where, it's fair game for everyone for the most part that knows what you're having, but you gotta understand that each person is unique. So you gotta position yourself, your business, and your products accordingly to make sure that you can meet everyone's needs as best you can, which again is gonna allow you to exceed, I promise you, their expectations. Even when it just comes down to something as simple as customer service and responding back to them. Now let's talk about the sixth tip, which is going to be strategic digital transformation. Notice the word strategic is in front of just about all these tips today, because again, I'm all about working with you to understand the importance of being strategic as you go through this business. You have to, we talk about strategies, we talk about implementation, we talk about tactics. I'm really honing in on the strategy piece of it and the importance of being strategic. Digital, y'all. It's not going anywhere. Technology is not going anywhere, and you have to embrace it. I'm encouraging you if you're struggling with it. Remember that other tip that we talked about up top, right? Cultivating that learning. Get with somebody. Get them to help you through this thing. You're going to need it. Embrace strategic digital transformation. Leverage the technology so that you can enhance your business. You can enhance your business processes, improve your efficiency. Y'all, you gotta stay ahead of this rapidly evolving landscape. You have to. And the only way to do it is you got to embrace what I mentioned to you, digital transformation. It's forever transforming. So you got to stay on the cutting edge. You have to. Now, I know that I've run into people who have, you know, given it to somebody else. I talk about another four-step framework, which is keep it, pause it, delegate it, or scrap it. And oftentimes we will delegate things to people that we don't thoroughly understand, and we give it to them, and they may not understand because you don't have clarity, right? But it's okay that you give it to people, but as a business owner, you need to still have the knowledge that you may have to release that person. They may quit. A lot of different things may come up, and you don't want to be stuck, in a rut at the last minute trying to figure out who else you can send something to, and now your business is at a standstill because you fear or you're running away from the digital landscape. Okay, don't do it. Embrace strategic digital transformation. Transform with it. AKA, I keep getting calls about AI. It's not going anywhere. Okay. The thing is you're the expert in your business. You are. And so as the expert in your business, you still play a major role in this thing. You can make things like AI and other tools work for you. This is why it's important that you have some sort of knowledge as to the things that you're touching, your digital toolkit, the direction that you're going in strategically with everything that you put your hands to, whether it's AI, whether it's creating different things, you gotta stay in it as the female CEO, as the consultant. Even if you're giving it to someone else, you need to have some sort of knowledge behind it. Then, of course, if it's not your judge, if it's not your wheelhouse, then yes, you give it to someone else. I'm a firm believer that you need to have some sort of knowledge. If for not anything, is to protect your business. When you solely give everything to somebody else, you're at a loss. You are not in a good position as a business owner. You're giving too much up to different people. So, again, embrace strategic digital transformation. Leverage the technology, y'all, so you can enhance your business overall, your business processes, and most importantly, so you can improve the efficiency. I mean, I like to work smart, not hard. So, stay ahead of it, okay? Because technology is rapidly changing, and we need you to be able to grow. Now, let's talk about our last tip of the day, which is going to be all about collaboration. We've been talking about networking for the don't network for just for the sake of networking, making sure you're in the right environment, etc. This This last tip, which is tip number 7, I called it strategic collaboration networks. Okay. Listen, you got to build it. You have to. You need to connect with industry leaders, people that are in your industry, even other industries, because you can find that you can cross a lot of different things. You really can. It's like when I worked in corporate America, I remember the skill set that I learned and being able to come and take it outside of where I worked at because it turned into what? Transferable skills. Same thing applies when it comes to network, strategic network. Sometimes you don't have to go into you find yourself in a whole total different industry. See, I'm not in the sales industry per se, although we all are, because you're in business, you're selling. I remember having the opportunity to speak at a sales summit. I was like, "Well, Lord, what am I gonna talk about?" And it worked out so well, and it positioned me well and got me some major connections, okay, with people who scheduled meetings with me, who needed, uh, things done. I'm also the not only the owner of LetsTalkStrategies.com, I'm the owner of Digital CEO Systems, and Digital CEO Systems is powered by Go High Level, and there were some people who were struggling and didn't know how to use it, right? And because I was on that sales platform and went, through the summit, actually, not the platform, and I was speaking on the topic, and that got me a client. I crossed industries. So I'm encouraging you to do that. Be strategic about collaboration networks. You got to be. Stop hanging out in those environments that are not growing you. Connect with other industry leaders, influencers, and of course, organizations that will help you take your business and, of course, your life. Because I think that's a blend to the next level. Okay, collaborative partnerships, y'all. They open doors to new opportunities and shared successes. And that's what I got. I love doing summits because that's a big collaborative type method that you can use as a business owner yourself or that you can get involved in. So if you haven't looked into strategic collaboration networks, do so. Now, as we wrap up, I'm not going to go back through breaking down each thing that I spoke of. Hello, PS Constance. Is it W? Thanks so much for joining me on IG. You all are just now joining me. My name is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at letstalkstrategies.com and of course digital CEO systems. Our topic of discussion today for day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series is all about elevating your leadership essence. Okay. Strategies for the unprecedented growth. I'm all about sustainability. As business owners, we have to grow. And sometimes you have to hear and someone has to speak with you about the reality is things that you may not necessarily want to deal with. A lot of us want to get in and just jump in on, oh, let me do a post here, post there. Why not liking me? Listen, you have to be strategic as a business owner. You got to go deeper than just the basis of social media. You have to address the things that you thoroughly, truly need to address in order to see the business growth that you desire to have, in order to elevate yourself as a leader. Okay. And to see that growth that's extremely important for you to see and to have and walk through in order to grow your business. I provided you all with 7 tips that I believe is extremely helpful that will literally help you as a business owner elevate your business, elevate your leadership. I said essence, your leadership skills to the next level. I gave you 7 tips. The first tip was authentic leadership presence. Second was strategic goal alignment. Next was cultivate a learning culture. If you don't have it, go get it. Stop saying, I don't know. Go get it. Get it for your team members. And also, the fifth tip was about being strategic with your clients, strategic client centric approach. You got to do it so you can keep those clients. You got to understand clients' unique needs and tailor your services accordingly. You have to. Each one is different. They are. That's why you can't say just because I work with female CEOs, I can't tell you I work with all female CEOs. No, I don't. I don't. I work with 6 and 7-figure CEOs, and for the most part, they're consultants. They're consultants that work in the corporate arena. I do work with some that are not in corporate, but they're working with that more like small to mid-sized businesses. There, I have a method to the madness. You need to too. right? This is why we talk a whole lot about understanding your target audience, your niche. You have to, so that way you can make sure you're aligning yourself properly and that you're speaking to the right people and you're hanging out in the right, in the right audience, in the right groups, networking with the right people so you can provide the correct services to the people, that you need to provide those to. And now, if you are just now joining me, my name is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady. I hang out over at my favorite place, LetsTalkStrategies.com, where I work with those overwhelmed 6 to 7 figure female CEO consultants. Y'all, I work with them to go from overwhelmed in your business to literally putting it on rinse and repeat. I am all about working with you to simplify, automate, systematize, and of course, streamline your business for sustainable growth. We need that. It's time out for us to stop overcomplicating things, but we got to put some skin in the game, whether it's money that has to happen, or whether it's you rolling up your sleeves and getting down to business so that you can position your business to help you take it to the next level. And oftentimes I find that we spend most of our time overcomplicating things. I encourage you to simplify your business so you can see your way through it clearly. And then once you simplify it, of course, consider automating because manual work is not fun. Automate it, systematize it, and streamline it so you can see that sustainability, so you can see the growth that you desire to see in your business. Okay. Now, as always, I'm always here to provide you with a bit of what I consider homework in order for you to be able to take your life and business to the next level. Listen, this is day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. I'm going to be hanging out with you all for a total of 61 days. Okay. You all are not the only ones growing. I'm growing. Every business owner, every time we put our hands to something, even if we do it 50 times, there's always something new to learn from it or ways that we can improve in business. This is why I believe God gave me this journey to go on with you all 61 total days. Saturday is going to be the last day as we wrap things up to get ready to take in the new year, which is going to be on this coming Monday. And so I've been extremely excited to show up with you all on a consistent daily basis. Generally during the weekday, it's of course live, and the weekends is my time. But I said I was going to show up, so I show up. I may pre-record, not may. I have to pre-record it if I don't show up live, and give you all the recordings so that you can do, as I mentioned, take your life and your business to the next level. If you are serious about growing your business and making sure that it is not a hobby, I encourage you, if you have not, go back through, listen to these days. Again, this is day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. I believe we need to be strategic in our business. We are leaders because we're business owners, and we need to master every area possible that we can in order to achieve that thing that I know you desire to achieve as a successful woman in business. And so I thought through this entire 61-day process that I would provide you all with a bit of call to action, we call it in our world, aka home. Okay. For the task at hand today for you, that I want to see you implement, right? I'm all about taking action. I'm encouraging you to build strategic collaboration networks if you hadn't. Okay. Connect with other industries. Yes, I'm a business strategist, a consultant, coach to some people. But do y'all know I connect with other people? There may be some things that I just don't do, don't want to do, or that I feel like maybe we can collaborate well with and we can make it happen together. Don't don't be afraid of that. You can't do it all by yourself, whether you think you can. And stop fearing that somebody's gonna steal your idea. There's nothing new under the sun, believe it or not. So I'm encouraging you, be strategic about your choices, but by all means do it. It's time for you to collaborate, right? Be strategic about it though. Vet people. Make sure you are in the right networks that help you take your life and your business to the next level. Connect with other industry leaders, influencers, and organizations. And, think about those collaborative partnerships too. Because remember, when you partner with other people, the doors, in my opinion, fly open in so many different ways to shared opportunities, shared successes, and new opportunities. When we deal with summits, we grow our list. we give something good of value to the people, right? It's always something to value, not just, let me just give you this quick checklist and it's not going anywhere. Those collaborative partnerships and network type opportunities, y'all, they are golden. If you are ever given an opportunity to participate in some sort of summit or some sort of master class or events, vet them, but take on that opportunity. Don't be afraid of it. Make sure that it definitely matches your core values, and then get busy. Get busy and watch how your business will grow. So make sure you do it. Share with me inside the comment section the experience. How did you feel? What steps did you take as you decided that you were going to take this strategic approach to collaborate, right, with different networks? How did you go about researching it? What were the type of groups? Did they marry your business model? When you stepped out and adjusted possibly in other industries, right? Possibly they still can be crossed, right? Transferable skills, all kind of different things. Connect with other industry leaders that may help you. Hey, I know you did this. I think you might be good over here too. Get the why, get clarity so you can make sure you're not wasting your time, but don't close the door to those opportunities. So yeah, line up with the other industry leaders, influencers, and organizations and watch how your business grows. I believe again that collaborative partnership truly opens up the doors for new opportunities for you and for me. And it gives you that sense of shared success. Everybody's growing. Everyone's doing the different things that they need to do. So share with me in the comment section that experience as your homework assignment, of course. Share your insights as well inside of the comment section, whether it's up here on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, aka X, right? Share it there. Now, if you are that female who does not like giving the information or sharing or asking questions, because I'm also open to answering your questions, I answer them specifically. I don't give them to my team members to answer. If you're that female CEO consultant who has a question, but really doesn't want everyone else to necessarily know the question that you have because you feel nervous or don't want people to know that you have questions about this for whatever reasons might be. Come on over and join me over in the Get Your SaaS On community. If you're not a member of it as of yet, please go over to GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. Again, that's GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. I'd be honored to have you there. You'd be joining me and other female CEOs. Sorry to my brothers if we have any here. I don't have any men in that group. And in this case, I don't want none in that group right now. This is for my female CEOs. So, ladies, if you feel like you need a more intimate setting, come on over again to join us over the Get Your SaaS On community, which stands for I want you to get your SaaS on, but SaaS, y'all, all it really is me working with you to simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline your business. We are not all about complicated stuff. We don't need to. Life is already complicated enough, and yes, there are things that you are going to have to deal with that might be a little hard as a business owner, but we can still figure out and work through ways to simplify that thing. So I encourage you, if you're not part of the Get Your Stats On community, make sure you go ahead and go and join us. Again, it's GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. This is Danette Moss, business system and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at, I know I hang out at my favorite place, letstalkstrategies.com. Thanks so much for joining me here today for day 58 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. Our topic of discussion was all about elevate your leadership essence, strategies for the unprecedented growth. Thanks so much for joining me. Easy peasy funnels, better fasting, PS Constant W, and Big Blitz, it looks like, over on IG. And for those of you all that joined me as well over on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitter, aka X, right? And Facebook, and all the other groups that we hang out on. I want to encourage you this, y'all. Listen, I need you to understand that elevating your leadership essence, it even though we're on a journey as business owners, it isn't just a journey. It really is about transformation. It really, truly is. And as we navigate that path, okay, to the unprecedented growth, right? We want to keep going, keep going. Nothing is gonna hold us back. No walls. Yeah, we're gonna bust through, we're gonna keep going. The sky's the limit, right? As we navigate through it, you need to remember that your leadership, it sets the tone for the success of those that you lead. It sets the tone even for you as a business owner. When you lead people, you gotta lead and you need to position yourself to continue to grow. So I encourage you to go back through, listen to what I've been providing these last 58 days. For today alone, go back through, look at these tips, give yourself a checkup from the neck up, okay? I encourage you to stay authentic no matter what. Be you. Be the best you that you can be. Stay at that point of, you know, be the visionary that you are. So stay the visionary that you are. Keep your eyes on your prize, not anybody else's. And let's elevate our essence, that leadership essence for unparalleled growth together. I'm looking forward to hearing your true testimony of how everything is taking you to the next level, that business level of growth. Again, thanks so much for joining me. This is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, aka the Strategy Lady, over at Let's Talk Strategies. Y'all take care. Make sure you join me tomorrow for day 59. All right now.